Hello, in this video I'm going to go over how you can obtain vampire or vampirism in the game for the Elder Scrolls Online. They've made it easier in the recent updates, so I'm going to go over how you can get this, where you need to go to get the skill line, how you can level it up fast and easy and free. Uh, so if you're interested in that, please stay tuned. We're going to cover that in the video. Just for a real quick informational cap, I am going to probably be using several add-ons in this video. If you are interested in add-ons, I'm not going to cover those in depth in this video. I'm just going to briefly mention them. If you are interested in any of the add-ons that I'm mentioning, I will put a playlist link in my description that has all of my add-ons covered in there, as well as how to power level with the master writs and all of that. Basically, if I've covered something in the past on this procedure, I will put a link for a video in the description. Where this works on brand new characters as well. I know I've had some debate over that in the past in the comments. People thinking that you cannot do this on a brand new character. You absolutely can. The one thing I will say before you try the Master Writ power level, you need to have your research on your regents done for your alchemy. And then also your alchemy needs to be level 50. It should be on every character that you play with anyway, so you can take advantage of the medicinal use passive in content. However, if you're curious on how to power level this, as well as getting all the regents easily learned here, then you can use the Lazy Learner. I've done a video on that. I'll put, again, that's going to be in my add-ons folder. I'll just put the playlist on there so you can search all that stuff. So let's get right into it. So if you're wanting to do vampire, the easiest way to do this is to go into the crown store. Now, you can always get bitten by a guildmate if you want to do it that way, the old-fashioned way. But they no longer charge for the vampire bite in the crown store. This used to cost crowns in order to buy, and they changed that now. So you can go to the upgrades category, or excuse me, it's quest starters. Rather, go below the prologue quests here, and down here in the crown store, you're going to see where it says all. You can go into, there's vampirism and lycanthropy. In this video, we're going to do vampirism. If you are interested in lycanthropy, I did a video on that previously. I will also link that in the description in case you're interested in werewolf instead. So really quickly, before I jump around to the map, I'm going to show you the three locations for the shrines for the vampirism. As you can see, my character is a Daggerfall Covenant, so it's going to direct me to Glenumbra. If you don't have add-ons that can reveal the icons here on the map, the points of interest, before you actually discover them, basically here's the vampire map or icon here. Basically, your mission's going to draw you here with the white arrow, and then I'm going to show you how to get here without having any wayshrine knowledge at all. And then the other area, so that's Glenumbra for Daggerfall, is up here in the northern area of Glenumbra. It is on the northern side of the Cath Bedroud cemetery icon here, and to the west of the Cross Witch Wayshrine, and to the mostly north, a tad northwest of the Lion Guard Redoubt Wayshrine. So that is where the vampirism icon is, the altar. And then, so if you're wanting to go to the Aldemary Dominion, the vampirism altar is kind of just in the northern portion of the southern half of Auradon. If you go to Matheson, it's just to the west, southwest area. If you go to either the Matheson Wayshrine and go south from there, or go just northwest of the Tanzel Will Wayshrine, then you will locate the Shrine of Molag Bal, which is the vampirism shrine there. That is for the Aldemary Dominion. Again, that's in Auradon. For the Ebonheart Pact, you're going to go to Stone Falls, and the vampirism is over here in the northern western corridor, as you can see on the map right here. And then if you get to the point where you can travel to Fort Verac Wayshrine, it is just northeast of that, just a tad. And so that is where you go for the Ebonheart shrine. So I'm not going to use Wayshrines at all in this procedure. I'm going to show you how to jump around just as I did in the werewolf video. So we're basically going to use home tours to port around. This is so that you can do this on a brand new character that doesn't have any overland knowledge of Wayshrines at all. This is so you can do it on a brand new character using this technique. So the exercised coven, I could easily jump to this because I own this house. I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm going to show you how you can jump to that house even if you don't own it. We're going to go into the home tours. So we're going to go to activity, and we're going to use home tours, which is at the very bottom. And then we're going to go to browse homes. And once we're in here, we're going to use the all filters button, which on PlayStation, like I'm using, it's the square button. And then we're going to go to all homes. And then we're going to go down to the house that we were just looking at, and that is the exercised coven cottage. We're going to select that and then hit the back button. And once we're in this menu, we're going to hit the confirm button, which again is on PlayStation, it's the square button. And once this loads, we're going to visit the home, or by pressing X on PlayStation. It's going to be a different button for you on Xbox or PC. So we're going to visit the home. Now, again, as always, if you want to tour the house and look at it, make a recommendation for the person that you're using their house, you can go ahead and do that. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to turn around and walk out the front door. And what that's going to do is that is going to, instead of take me back to where I was originally, it is actually going to port me to the northern area of Glenumbra. And so when I land here, I'm not going to have any information on, I'm just even going to remove that right there. So as you can see, I have the white icon on my screen for my quest marker. I'm just going to get on my horse and I'm going to run towards that. And we're just going to run towards my mission. I'm going to try to avoid combat as much as possible so that I can just keep going. And here's a wayshrine that I can reveal while I'm doing this. Another thing that you can do while you're doing this, if you want, you can slot some skills for skill lines that you're trying to level up, or any kind of skill at all. For example, I'm currently working on trying to get the restoration staff leveled up on my character so that I can put a healer build on here if I want to in the future, or just to have fluctuation of character knowledge. So you just want to pay attention to the terrain. As you can see, this is a mountain range, so we're going to want to try and stay a little bit to the east and then go north. So if we've got a pathway that we can see, we'll just keep going north towards our objective here. Again, if this video becomes too long for you, I always put chapters in my videos. You can jump ahead to whatever section that you want to that's labeled. You don't have to sit and listen to me talk the entire time. I know some people like to get to the point and learn what they want to learn and then jump out. So as always, I include chapters in every one of my videos, so you can do that as well. But if you want to learn extra stuff, I put a lot of extra stuff in here, and so I want to include as much helpful tips as I can. Try and get on the outside of this. Now, if you're leisurely just doing this, you could again go for that sky shard that was over in that direction. We're just going to run over here to the shrine. Okay, and here is the Scion shrine. So a really quick pointer, or a tip I should say, if you are an Aldemary Dominion character, you're going to have a tough time because the altar that you have to go to for the Aldemary Dominion is basically almost right on top of this world boss here. He's basically right about there is where you have to go, so it's a little bit tricky to get to this world boss area. But this is a Daggerfall covenant character, so we're not going to be able to deal with that as much. So when you get inside or take this here, that now we have to either, you have two options. You can go talk to a priest of RK if you want to remove your vampirism, or you have to talk to Rahaja if you want to have the vampirism remain on you. So what I'm going to recommend is you go into journal here, you go to quests, and because we have the Scion of Blood Matron active, I'm going to press the show on the map button, the square button, and that's going to really quickly tell me where I need to go. So here we are. We're already in Glenumbra, but we need to go really far south. And once again, I'm going to act like I don't have any knowledge on this character. So I'm going to look at the map and say, is there a house that I can jump to down here to make this really fast? Well, there are two of them. There's the Captain Magro's place, and then there's the Daggerfall Overlook. I'm going to use the Daggerfall Overlook in this instance. So we're going to go back into the home tours by going into activity, home tours. We're going to go to browse homes again, and this time we're going to go to all filters and go to this house here, but we're going to have to remove the one that we selected previously. So we have to go down to the exercised Coven Cottage and unselect it, and then go up to the Daggerfall Overlook. We're going to select that, hit the back button, and then confirm, and then hit X to visit the home or whatever button it is for your platform that you're on. Again, this makes it so you can just jump right to where you need to go. If you want to take the time and just ride your mount all the way down Glenumbra and reveal wayshrines and stuff like that, especially on a new character, that would be beneficial. Just depends on if you're trying to get vampirism on an existing character or if you've already got everything done on that. So then you can just run right through the mission and do it this way. Giving you a convenience of getting everything finished here. So again, we've got the marker here, so we just need to go to the west, and as you can see, or excuse me, the east, northeast roughly. So we're just going to get on the mount and right up the road here. And this is going to be kind of roughly over where the dolmen is. If you're ever done the Sigic Order stuff, there's also a breach over this way if you're actively doing the breaches. Also, there is a Mages Guild book up here. I've been up here quite a bit on my characters, so I remember that quite a bit. But she is right next to this area. Just don't jump off the cliff. Make sure you don't jump off the cliff. So Rahaja is right here. And then she's going to open the portal. Now this is a solo instance. Now this is a really quick tutorial to explain to you what the background is on the vampirism and also how to use the skills and what they do. I'm just going to buzz right through it. You can take your leisurely time doing this part if you want to learn about it, but I'm going to go over here, talk to the NPC here and get this going. Then we're going to learn about LeMay. So you have to go over here to the altar and activate it. And then there's a small little speech or cutscene or whatnot that you have to listen to and watch. While this is going on, then we're going to have to come back this way in just a second. Unfortunately, there's no way to speed this part up. You just have to listen to this portion. Okay, so once that's finished, then we come back over around here, and there's a little altar that you have to interact with here, the symbol of Molag Bal, and you knock the candles off. And once this little speech here is finished, then we'll interact with the next section of the quest. Okay, then we got to go over to the other side of the room here and interact with this other altar. And again, we'll have to listen to this portion of the reenactment. All right, once that is finished, now we're going to go talk to the other altar, the symbol of RK. Now that altar is crumbled, and then we go into the pool here, and this starts the ritual of turning you into a vampire, basically. Okay, so now we've done that, we got to go deeper into the crypt. So you don't go out that portal there. What you need to do is you go deeper into the crypt over this way. You open this door, and the key to this portion of the mission is you have to pay attention to what skill they're telling you to activate in order to progress the mission. So right here we have to use Eviscerate. So if you're not familiar with the skill lines here, we'll go to this is Eviscerate, Blood Frenzy, Vampiric Drain, Mesmerize, Mist Form, and Blood Scion. So pretty much you're going to use Eviscerate, Vampiric Drain, Mesmerize, and the Blood Scion in this, but it will also flash to tell you which one that you need to use. So we're just going to walk up through here, and it's going to tell you which guy to go for. You're just going to jump off of this here, and we want to use Eviscerate, which as you can see is at the very top corner of the screen. So we're going to walk up here, and there it is flashing the square button. I just do that against one guy, and that progresses it to now we need to use Vampiric Drain. So we're going to go up the stairs over here as soon as it gets done talking, and we're going to go towards the next objective here, and we're going to use Vampiric Drain on this character, on this enemy, and that progresses to the next one. The next button we're going to use is Mesmerize, which is the L1 button. So be careful while you're doing this. Do not trigger your ultimate until you are told to use it, because if you burn through it, then you'll have to generate it. So we're going to use the Mesmerize here to stun. And now we have to kill an enemy while we are in the Blood Scion, which is the ultimate. So I'm going to get over to where the enemy is first, and we're going to turn into the Scion, and then we're going to just kill the Scion. Or kill them as the Scion, I should say. So there, we've gotten everything done, and now we just return to the Blood Matron, which means we're just going to go through here and exit the tunnels. So we just head south, and then through this tunnel here. And there's always a guy here to deal with, so just go ahead and take him out, and then open the crypt door. And then we're going to go over here to the center, into the pool again, and talk to LeMay. And I think I left my health drain on. So there, now you complete this quest like that, and now we are a vampire. So now I'm going to port to my house, and just as I did in the last video where I talked about the werewolf, I'm going to show you how you can power level the vampire skill. Now, this is a lot different than werewolf because you can actually use the master writs to actually power level the actual vampire skill. So when we land here, I'm going to explain that. So first off, I need to go into my skills here. I'm going to hit a respec and I'm going to add skill points to the eviscerate. And then I'm going to go into alchemy and put everything into that first category. Also chemistry and lab use. That way I can do the master writs. Now, a really quick caveat, you do have to have your alchemy up to level 50. Again, I have done a power level video on this on a brand new character. I will link the description in the video description. I will link that video in the description. So we're going to go ahead and accept those points there to use them. And so the other thing I'm going to say, I recommend that before you get going on this, make sure that you have an XP booster. I have a mythical and ethereal ambrosia, which will give me 150%. The other thing that you want to make sure that you have filled in for your provisioning is the connoisseur, which will make that drink last 20 minutes longer. And then in addition to that, make sure on your champion tree that you have rationer filled in as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into where I have my master writs and I'm going to hit the options button, or excuse me, the actions button. And I'm going to go, I need to change my add-ons real quick. I'm going to use the Lazy Writ Crafter. And so I need to make sure I'm on my crafting setup. Again, if you're curious on this right here, the add-ons loadout is amazing. Check out my add-ons playlist. I will link that in the description. That is an amazing add-on. It resets all of my add-ons at a press of a button, as you just saw what I just did there. So we're going to go into the inventory, down here to where the master writs are, and we're just going to craft the writ. Hit the action button, go down to craft the writ. Again, the Lazy Writ Crafter is amazing for this. It will just automatically craft it for you. The only caveat to this is you need to be level 50 on your alchemy so you can actually do this. And again, you can power level a level 3 or a level 2 toon on alchemy. It takes virtually no time to do that whatsoever. You just have to have the materials to do it. It is very quick and easy to do. Okay, so now I've selected craft all of these. I've got, I believe, about 20 of them here just to show how easy it is to get this done. So we're going to go into the alchemy here. And as you can see, I'm not even going into the creation menu. It is creating the potions for me and the poisons. And as you can see, even if I didn't know the regent on the certain thing, it discovered it for me. So you don't even have to have the knowledge of the actual stuff. It will just make it for you. And as you can see there, we are finished making it. And because all of this stacks, it virtually takes up hardly any room in the inventory. So I'm just going to go into my skills really quickly before I go to turn any of this in. And I'm going to do a respec and put some of this stuff that I'm going to be trying to level. I'm just going to check and see where some of this is. Just put a few things on the bar to make sure that we've got some leveling on some stuff. Just want to show you how valuable this is to use in case you need to do this on your own characters. Some of these skills that you don't use that often in content are kind of a pain to level. And so this is really just to illustrate how easy this is that you can do while you're doing something else altogether. And Anyway, we'll just confirm that. We'll say that's enough for just now. So now before I go to turn any of this in, I'll go back into my skills here and I'll slot some of that stuff. We'll put race against time on. We'll put undo on both bars. Actually, I'll put barrier on one of them. Put purge. Energy orb. We'll go up to the. We gotta do vampire for sure. So we'll do the eviscerate there, and then for the restoration staff, put some other skills there. Just sprinkle in whatever you think might be helpful. We are going to need some spots open, so we'll just go with that. So I like to go to Deshaun for my turn-ins because I'm familiar with that. You can go to wherever you'd like to do this, to where you turn in your master writs. So I'm just going to port there, and we're going to run outside to turn these in. And once I land, I'm going to go over a couple of things really quickly just before you turn in all of this stuff. We now have the ability to power level stuff on both bars. You don't have to bar swap like you used to. And so the other thing I'm going to make sure that you have, go into your champion tree, into your green tree, and make sure that you have the discipline artisan passive filled in. This is going to give you 15% experience on anything you have slotted on, in addition to what we're going to do now. I'm going to go into my inventory and go to my XP pot, and I'm going to consume that. And then we're going to go turn in all these master writs. So I'm going to run over here to the furnishing vendor outside of the gate here. All right, so I have to go into the inventory and accept these individually because they're all the same type. But just before I start that, I'm going to show you the vampirism is just under the A in the vampire there. So we're going to watch both the level itself and the level of the skill line. And as I've said in the previous videos, this power level is very fast. So every time you turn something in, you're going to want to come in here and check and see if you need to morph something, because there's a good chance that something popped up and over and you might be losing out the opportunity to level something. So do a quick check and make sure you don't have something to level. And if you don't, then you can go in and grab the next master writ and turn it in. And then again, the nice thing about this is, as opposed to werewolf, as you can see, I am now a level 2 vampire, just like that. And so because I have extra stuff that I can slot, I'm going to buy this Bloody Frenzy, and we're going to slot that here. So now we've got 2 vampirism skills slotted. There's even a purple skill style for that. So we're going to go in and then just keep going. Would help if I hit the right button. There we go. Automatically turns in with your using the Lazy Writ Crafter. Again, you can see it's moving, and just like that, the Bloody Frenzy is now up. So this increases your weapon and spell damage per stack, or we're just going to do the Simmering Frenzy. So check on everything else that you're power leveling. Make sure there's nothing to morph, or if you've fully leveled it all the way, then you could either check the other morph, or you could put something else in its place. But this is the very fast way to level stuff in the game, especially if you're wanting to add some versatility to your character. Again, we're just going to check. We're just about a level 3. We've got something to morph here. We're going to morph that to Temporal Guard. Accept another Master Writ here. And again, you're going to want to go into your skills and just eyeball this, because it levels much faster than what it will tell you on the screen. So as you can see, I've got Force Siphon here. So I will hit the quick siphon just for fun. Magic of Steel is usually available from Altar, so add the minor expedition element to that. Again, if this is too long for you guys and this is not enjoyable at this pace, I have chapters in the video. You can jump ahead if this is not something you want to listen to or watch. But I want to show how easy this is in game with a detailed live look and not just kind of a brushed over session. And so I'm just checking to make sure that all of these that I'm working on, again, I would recommend fill absolutely every spot up that you can. I'm just showing you how quick and easy it is to do this. And just like that, we're already vampire level 4, so I'll buy vampire drain and we'll put this on another slot here. So now we're going to have 3 slotted to level. So we're just going to continue on with the master writ turn in. We'll go back down to here. So for the next level, we need to get to level 6. That's another good level for PvP because that'll give you access to the undeath passive, or at least the first note of it, and also the ability to infect somebody in your guild if you want to. So we'll just keep on moving on. And as you can see, if you've got all these done, you can just basically just turn them in and just keep working. So now we have Vampiric Drain. So there's a generating ultimate or a restore stamina. This is a 3-second channel. So they both cost magicka. I'm going to do an exhilarating drain, the ultimate generator. And so we're a level 5 already. Just do a quick spot check on everything else. Is there anything else that needs to be moved? Getting there on some of them, so we're going to keep on turning these in. All right. Check on the vampirism here. We still got the same amount there. It looks like we got something to update. Not quite up. Barrier's ready to morph there, so we'll just go down here and morph barrier. Something else as well. And purge. Efficient purge. Okay. So now we're going to go in, just keep on leveling. Did that morph up? Okay, now we're into 6, so we're going to grab Mesmerize, and we will slot that on this spot. So now we have 4 different vampirism skills here. And if you didn't know, the more skills you have slotted, the faster this levels. So vampirism is now a 6.5. Just taking a peek at some of this other stuff. So Race Against Time is now up all the way. And so is Healing Ward and Overflowing Altar and Energy Orb. So if I wanted to take that stuff out, all I have to do, I'm going to leave this on because I'm still leveling the skill line itself, but I will take off the Sigic Order, Race Against Time, and the Undaunted skills. And what I'm going to do with those slots is I am now going to double slot some of the vampire skills because then the XP is going to be hitting on both bars. So we'll go ahead and hit that here and that one. So now we've got some of these on 2 different bars. So we'll go into the supply and accept the next one here. And as you can see, that's really moving the chain now. We have Hypnosis, which affects all enemies about you, and then this one, enemies are snared after the stun. I'm going to go to Hypnosis because the AoE stun looks a lot better to me. Might be a good tank skill, I'm not sure. I've never tanked on a vampire. So we're going to go back in here. And now we are 7. We're really moving now. We can actually buy the Blood Scion, and we'll slot that. And I'm going to actually put that on both bars to really move the needle on that. So we're going to keep going here and turn the next one in. Check everything. Blood Scion really moving there. And I'm not going to take the vampire stuff off if it's already fully leveled, but what I can do is I can do a respec if it's fully leveled, and I can work on the other morph. That way I still get XP on the skill line, and then I work on both morphs if I ever want to work on or use the other morph. So now I can go into the supplies and finish this off. Got something else to morph here. Blood Scion is now perfect Scion, or the Bat Swarm. We'll do the Bat Swarm. Only got 3 more Master Writs in here to do. So we'll just see how far up we can get this vampire stuff. Mist form, I believe, yep, you got to be a level 9, so we'll see if we can get to that on the next turn in. Not quite. If you group with somebody, you'll get another 10% XP on this stuff. So didn't quite get to level 9 on here, but as you can see, I got quite a bit progress on the skill line inside this video where I had virtually nothing, and now I'm almost a level 9. As you can see, I've unlocked quite a bit of the vampire skill line there inside of a fairly quick time frame, just about a half hour or so of work, and I've already got the vampire almost all the way up. So if you thought this video was helpful or interesting, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my YouTube channel. I have a large library of videos on the Elder Scrolls Online, and I've got them all separated by created playlists. If you go to my profile and go down to my created playlist, you'll be able to find everything organized there. Again, check out my description. I will put links in the description to other things. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.